Hello, welcome to another Top 10 here on my channel. And today we're going to look at Top 10 games of 2015. Yes indeed, it is that time of the year. Well, a little bit earlier than I originally anticipated, but when it comes to games, I think I have played all of them that I actually want to play this year, or have looked at and been interested in, basically. So yeah, Top 10 basically. This year have been a decent year. Could have been sometimes a little bit better, sometimes a little bit less games, but overall it has been a decent year. So yeah, let's look at it. Number 10 are going to be Splatoon on the Wii U. Splatoon, in my opinion, had a colorful take on the third-person shooter genre, basically. It is one of Nintendo's newest IPs, so that is makes it one of the more interesting titles of this year, in my opinion, because Nintendo doesn't usually do new IPs, basically. When it actually comes to gameplay, it is fun to play and it is multiplayer. It is decent when it comes to single player. I think they should have worked a little bit more on the single player, but overall it is a fun game and it's a really intriguing and interesting game for everyone basically. It is fun for the kids and fun for the adults as well. So yeah. Number 9 are going to be G-Stars Victory vs. Plus. Yes indeed. You can basically call this the Smash Brothers of anime, basically. It is a really fun fighting game with a lot of characters from many different manga series. So if you really want a fighting game with anime characters, I really recommend this. It's fun, interesting. The graphics and stage quality could have been a little bit better, but the characters, in my opinion, are really well, very well detailed, and it's really interesting to see and fight with. So yeah. Number 8 are going to be Mario Maker. Mario Maker, in my opinion, is a fun way to actually expand on the Mario universe, because you can basically build your own stages. Even though I'm not really interested in actually doing that much with this game, it is really interesting to see that Nintendo actually allowed this to happen. It is a really fun way to actually give, well, a lot of people more Mario, basically, because you can create your own and you can do it for how long you want. One of the downsides, in my opinion, is that it is mainly the online play you want, because you want to download stages, play online and everything like that. And it doesn't give that much of a single player experience, in my opinion. That is just what I think. So yeah. Number 7 are going to be Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I know that a lot of people doesn't like the Assassin's Creed series anymore, but in my opinion, Syndicate is a really fun game. You play for the first time as 2 characters, which is, well, 2 characters. It is first time to play as 2 assassins, basically, because in all the games you could play as modern day Desmond and the assassin, basically. Syndicate, you play as a twin pair, so it is really interesting to follow them in London. It is set in England. It is really beautiful to look at, really fun to play with, and just a really fun game, in my opinion. Number 6 are going to be Life is Strange. Life is Strange is a wonderful storyline divided in 5 parts. Basically, it is an episodic game. You have 5 episodes there, and the game is basically about time travel. Basically fixing the problems you have done, and so on and so on. You play as a teenager called Max, well, Maxine, but short Max, and just to play with her, around. That sounded wrong. Just as play at that character is really fun. It is to interact with the world and everything. It is of course one of those that you doesn't do a lot of gameplay, but it's really interesting storyline and it's really interesting to just play. It is just a wonderful game in my opinion. The storyline is amazing, the plot twist and everything is just intriguing and interesting, and that is what basically makes this one of the best games of this year. Of course I had ordered the limited edition, that is physical copy, so hopefully it will come here at launch date. So yeah. Number 5 are going to be City Skylines. City Skylines is a really fun city build basically, or what can I say, city simulation basically. You have basically control a city, you build a city, you control it and everything like that. It isn't that much to the game, it is just you trying to make your city grow and make it feel alive and basically succeed. That is all that you do with that game. But it is really fun to sink hours into that game and actually see how everything ends up happening in well, when you basically do stuff, when you actually build buildings, when you're actually trying to make everything seems basically work out as it should be basically. It stands out for being really simple and really interesting to just play in my opinion. Okay, number 4 are going to be One Piece Pirate Warriors 3. Pirate Warriors 3 is basically the whole story of the One Piece series up to this point, with the channel, some of the chapters being original stories. In my opinion, it is a really fun game. It is of course Dynasty Warrior kind of game, but if you really like those kind of games, it's a fun and interesting game. And if you really love the One Piece series, it is also a must own in my opinion. It is colorful, the storyline is intriguing, even though I have already read about a lot of the plot points and everything, it's just fun to see it happening again and just play them out. That is just, in my opinion, really fun to do. So this game stands out for being one of the best games of this year in my opinion, just because it gives the fans what they want in my opinion. Number 3, I was a little bit torn if I will put it on the list, but I thought it was different enough for being on this list, even though it is you can call it basically a remake. So yeah, Tearaway Unfolded. Originally released on PlayStation Vita, Tearaway Unfolded is basically a remade game for the PlayStation 4. It have of course the original story, but added some other stages and also give it more. They basically changed all of the controllers to fit the DualShock 4 instead of PlayStation Vita control handheld. It's a really intriguing storyline. It is just colorful, fun, and beautiful to look at. It's just fun. That is the main reason I really love this game. It's just a fun game. And it stands out for being one of the few platforms this year from the 3 big companies to basically release a really fun platforming game in my opinion. Number 2 is actually one of the games I never thought I would love as much as I did. It is really intriguing storyline, it is amazing effects and everything, so yeah. Number 2 are going to be Until Dawn. Oh my god, the sleeper hit on the PlayStation 4 of this year. It is a really interesting and fun game. It has an amazing storyline, intriguing characters. I just loved it. It was amazing. If it wouldn't have been for some technical problems that would be frame rate issues, in my opinion, it would have been my number 1 of this year. But because of that, it were pulled down basically. It's a dark storyline. It is just fun to play as all the characters to basically make decisions, because the decisions you do in this game is basically keeping them alive or killing them basically. All the 8 characters you play. Well, you play as more characters, but overall it is mostly the 8 that you see throughout the game. It is really fun, really intriguing, recommend it really much for people that haven't played it yet. It is a must on PlayStation 4 if you love storytelling game. Basically, it is more like a, you can basically call it a heavy rain kind of game. So if you really like that kind of games, you really will love this game basically. And number 1, this year's most intriguing and fun game in my opinion, is actually one of the biggest games that have been released this year, one of the biggest open worlds, and one of the most intriguing characters in my opinion. And it is number 1, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Heart of Stone expansion. The Witcher 3 is, in my opinion, one of the best game of this year. It stands out for having one of the best intriguing characters that you play. You have one of the best intriguing storylines, one of the best worlds to actually play around in, and a lot of interesting things actually happens. And even the side quests, in my opinion, feels like a main storyline. It is just amazing. Everything in this game is beautiful to look at. Everything is just intriguing. It is a big, great experience in my opinion. I recommend it for everyone that haven't played it yet. It is one of this year's biggest and most impressive game in my opinion. And that's my top 10 games of 2015. Hope you liked it and hope to see you next time or next year. Maybe. Let's see. Bye.